Hey guys, how you doing? I finally got my bike back from the shop a couple of days ago. Weather's cleared up, really nice. I think it's time for an adventure. Alright, so where are we going today on our little adventure? Well, we're going back to a place that I'd accidentally discovered when I was just doing just a me ride. Just riding around the countryside here in Kansas and just going on roads I've never been on before. And it's a place called Wilson, Kansas. Now, Wilson itself is not necessarily unknown to me. I've always seen it, or the exits for it, on I-70 when I'm going to and from Colorado. But I've never actually been there. And I've never actually been there taking back roads. And the roads themselves, they're pretty. I mean, I like this time of year in Kansas. I mean, look at this. Everything is not brown and dead anymore. Grass is coming up. The wheat is coming up. You better stop. Trees aren't dead, they're blooming. My wife hates this time of year. Her allergies are just going bonkers right now. But as far as riding goes, it's a lot nicer than in the fall when everything's dead and brown. Anyway, we are going to Wilson, Kansas. And what makes Wilson special is, I believe if I read correctly, after finding this place, what was it? It was fall of last year when I found it. They had the largest Czech Republic, Czechoslovakian population in the state of Kansas. The group of Czechs at one point came over and settled in Wilson, Kansas, made Wilson, Kansas pretty much. And as with any normal legal immigration process, whatever that was bad in their land, they left there, and what was good, they brought with them. And they made their presence known by a very specific landmark that represents their people. And that's what I want to go see again. And I'm taking you along with me. All right, I'm probably going to take off for now. Catch back up with you in a little bit. coming up on Ellsworth, Kansas. Normally what will happen at this point in my ride, because this is a route I take regularly for my own enjoyment, I will stop off at that Casey's there, get myself a little bit of a snack and some fuel, and then I'll turn I'll come out of there and I'll go down that road and hook on to another part of my regular ride route. I think what we will do is I'm going to get gas here. I think their pumps were kind of messed up last time. Nope. I mean, somebody's getting gas, right? You just took that. You took that. I don't need to get gas here. Apparently I won't get gas here. There are other places. Anyways, I will head down that way normally, but that's not what's going to happen today. At that intersection where I was looking to my left, we're going to head straight. After I get gas. All right, I'll catch up to you in a little bit. Okay, we got fuel. I got myself a little something to drink. Let's get back on our adventure. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, baby, off-roading. I don't need an adventure bike to have an adventure. I just need to point my bike in the right direction and it's an adventure on its own. And that's the direction we're going to go now. Oh, thank you for your turn signal, sir. All right. Ooh, a tank. Old tank, very old tank. All right, here we go. As much as people say Kansas is a flyover state, and it is, and you can continue flying over it. I don't want more people here. How you doing, buddy? I do got to say it does have a lot of history. Like where we're going to now, like this Wilson, Czech town. The town I live in is dominantly Swedish in its heritage. And there's other places like that strewn throughout the state, but they're not big, you know what I'm saying? They're just small little pockets, small little communities, and if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. And yeah, you all may think that it's ugly out here and it's not pretty and it's just flat, straight. You're welcome. You're welcome to your opinion. I'm not going to take that away from you. I'm going to say you're wrong. It's not. Depending on where you're at in this state, it's not flat. And depending on what you think is pretty, you know. Kansas has its own beauty. You just got to know how to spot it. That's what I'm going to say about Kansas. It has its own beauty, and it's caught in just a moment, a frame, not in the bigger picture. At least that's how I view it. And I'm going to just kind of relax here, and we'll see you in about 12, 13 miles when we get to Wilson. think we are coming into Wilson. There it is. There's what I came to see. Believe it or not, a giant egg. And you're like, for real? I'm like, yes, for real. Let me see if I can turn this around without killing myself. Easy peasy. Yes, for real. This is what I came to see. I wanted, and okay, look. This is a part of the Czech people's, what do I want to say? Culture, right? This egg. Yeah, Wilson, Czech capital of Kansas. I wonder if I can park over there. So let's check this out since while we're here. You can see it's a huge tourist attraction. People come from miles around. People come from miles around to see this thing. Drawing a huge crowd. There's some birds over there. No, I'm like, see, what do we got here? Established in 1871. Cattle trade. I don't know if you can see any of that. I might be able to freeze this and then you can read it if you want. It always amazed me how they lived, these dugout homes. Like a lot of, another town that I know of here, Marquette, it was founded like Wilson here off the railroad. As the railroad was going through, they just, made towns. Wilson Station near the side of Butterfield Overland Dispatch is a rest stop for stagecoach travelers. Interesting. And the culture. This is why the egg is important. Preserve their heritage, public art and traditions. Czech capital of Kansas, especially famous for its annual after-harvest Czech festival. Ooh, I might find out when that is and see what that's all about. Include Wilson Czech Opera House, world's largest hand-painted Czech egg. There you are. State artists, craftsmen, food producers, Kansas Originals Market and Gallery. Wilson School's art teacher Betty Belton taught her students kraslice, the Czech technique of hand painting eggs. I did not realize there was a hand technique. Now I know. Ah, Turner Hall. I doubt any relation to my Turner line. So let's learn about the egg. Czech technique of egg decorating. This tradition brought by migrants to Kansas is especially special to Wilson because of its location. In 2003, efforts began with local artist Erica Nelson to build a 20-foot tall, 15-foot wide fiberglass egg. Fundraising took several years, including funds from the Czech Republic Embassy. Really? That's kind of cool, actually. The After Harvest Czech Festival for numerous activities, attracts visitors from across the state. and the surrounding states. Educate about Czech culture and traditions. Parade is one of the festival's highlights. Labeled as the best small town parade in Kansas. I kind of want to come back and check that out. Wilson City Jail. Wonder where they got that hiding at. That looks very Midland Railroad Hotel. Right there, actually. Huh. 1905, brick began to dominate the new development, breaking. That old building's been around since the early 1900s. Well, not surprising. Well, let's get a closer look at the egg. Yep, that's a big egg. Donations to preserve it, I assume. Well, I don't carry cash, and I don't see a credit card machine here, so. Of course. Oh no. Of course, somebody's got to try to mess with it. Wilson fire trucks. Holy smokes, they got the old field trucks. I was going to tell you more about Czech. 1960 to 1990, Czech had a communist regime. In 61, above the Bohemian lion, the red star of communism replaced the crown. Wow. Following the fall of communism in 1989, traditional heraldry was reinstated and a new national arms were designed, quartering the arms of Bohemia and the Slovakia. These arms were valid until the Czechoslovakia was dissolved in 1992. The current coat of arms of the Czech Republic displays the three historical regions, the Czech lands Bohemia, Moravia, Silesia, which make up the nation. Adopted in 1992, the coat of arms was designed by Czech heraldist, a name I won't pronounce. Okay. The Czech egg is important because of it was exchanged at holidays and celebrations between friends. The paintings of the egg is known as the art of kraslice in the Czech culture. Eggs were exchanged during Easter as a symbol of new beginnings, love, friendship, and good things to come. Nice. During the 1870s, large migration of Bohemian and Moravian immigrants from Czechoslovakia settled in and around Wilson, Kansas. Many Czech families still live in the area and carry on Czech traditions. Like I said, I love it when actual true immigration happens and they bring parts of their culture with them and they celebrate that. And in this way, they have the freedom to celebrate that and share the good things of their culture with the rest of us. I absolutely love that. Well, we've came, we've saw, we learned a little something. I'm cool with moving on now. Okay, so I kind of want to drive around Wilson and see if I can see some of this other stuff. Like, I really want to find that jail. But and you can see some of the building art, more eggs. That's cool. There's the hotel, the Railroad Hotel. Oh, here's Wilson proper. Okay. So they got eggs like, there it is. Huh. Looks like they tried to break someone out of jail. This thing just sitting in the back of nothing. Big old brick silo. Wow. Bro, no windows except for way up there. Big old bricks. Well, they had the one window down lower. Could you imagine being led into that? Oh my gosh. They didn't play back in the day. Man. Bet that was hot. If you don't know, Kansas summers are miserable. I doubt it was any better back then in the 1800s, early 1900s. I don't know if I got it out, but it looks like these eggs, these eggs are to the Czechs and their town here of Wilson, what the Dala horses are to Lindsberg and the Swedes. In other words, you see them everywhere. It's part of their cultural identity and they're proud of it. And I'm glad that they're proud of it. They ought to be. Many of the people came here, you know, maybe wanting opportunity, working the railroad. And like I said, they brought the best of who they were with them. Not always, I'm sure there was criminals, but you know, when you see stuff like this where they bring their national identity with them and they're proud of it, but yet they still integrate into the larger fabric and they add more color to that fabric, that's a good thing. And what I keep trying to stress is that's the product of legal earned immigration, not illegal migration, where, you know, the first act of entering this country is not assimilating but breaking a very basic law that all countries have. You can't just illegally cross into any country that you want and expect to be welcome. I mean, I know people want that to change. Some people do. I do not. Immigration should be slow, should be methodical, should be thought out, should not be easy. Why? Because the society you're immigrating into needs to have the time to ability to adapt to your presence. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that when you do what America has done and has swamped local populations with tens of thousands of illegal migrants, those populations, as we see, I don't know if Democrats aren't admitting how bad it is, but you know, the populations can't absorb that many people that fast. The economies can't absorb that many people that fast. There's no jobs, there's no place to put them, and you know, it's just a bad deal. Legal immigration should be very thought out and methodical and not just helter-skelter. Thank you for visiting. Come back soon. You know, if I find out when that after harvest is, I probably will come back because I want to check that out. I hope it is a big deal. So where am I going now? I don't know. But you know what? I think this view is absolutely delightful and I love it. And I don't know where I'm going now, but I think for this specific video, I think this is where we're going to end it. You have a good day. Take care of yourself.